Hey guys, today's note is Boozy. Well, it's not really a note, it's a style, but I'm addicted to this style because in the end, I really love when they use whiskey, rum, or cognac in fragrances because it gives off a warm, intoxicating vibe that makes fall fragrances feel luxurious and bold. So this is part of my top 10 autumn notes deep dive video, and I've decided to take each of the notes in that video and break them down into individual videos so that those of you that don't like to watch 2+ hour long videos can catch the videos separately in shorter form. So this is one of the 10 must-have notes that define fall fragrances. And again, I love boozy notes in fragrances. I'm addicted to boozy notes, and find out what the fragrances are right now. So boozy I consider number 3. And usually when it comes to boozy, I'm talking about rum, cognac, or whiskey. These are the ones that really give me booziness in fragrances. Gin, vodka, I don't get that from those notes. I wouldn't consider adding them to this list. Big fan of boozy fragrances, and we're gonna start off with, actually before we start off, do let me know what your favorite boozy fragrances are. Do you consider boozy a really great note for autumn? Let me know. You know, sometimes in the autumn when it gets cold, you do drink some booze, some spirit or something to warm you up. So that comforts you, right? So I really think boozy fragrances are perfect for autumn. For sure, you can kind of graduate to winter with boozy fragrances as well. A lot of these notes will work in the winter months as well. But first fragrance is part of our Scent Club kit. Blue Whiskey on the Rock in an old-fashioned glass. This is from the house of PROAD. So this is featured with Filthy Musk and Taipei by One Day. I featured One Day's oolong tea in this video, but not Taipei. It's a great fragrance created by a deceased, sadly passed away perfumer, but it's super boozy, also very spicy, and also aromatic. It does get ambery, and it does, get woody in the dry down as well. But I'm surprised at how great the quality of this fragrance is, because the fragrance itself is not super expensive. And if you haven't gotten your nose on this one and you want to check it out, definitely we have some Scent Club kits that feature this fragrance in. But really great, fragrance. It's perfect for autumn, I think. It's not super intensely loud. It's also not a wimp. It's got great lingering power. It does smell like whiskey, but very spicy, very, boozy, aromatic, lots of aromatics in this as well. Eventually, there's the woods and amber in the dry down as well. But if you haven't tried it, please do. I highly recommend this brand, PROAD, and also this fragrance, Blue Whiskey on the Rock in an old-fashioned glass. The next fragrance is one of my super loves from KILIAN. It's old-fashioned. Definitely one of the best boozy fragrances out there, but definitely a lot more expensive than Blue Whiskey in an old-fashioned glass. But to me, what I like about this fragrance is the fact that they created a boozy fragrance without even using a boozy note. I love it. I love it. I love it. Boozy fragrances are so awesome. So awesome. And these two fragrances I've spoken about, the old-fashioned and the Blue Whiskey. Well, old-fashioned, Blue Whiskey on the Rock in an old-fashioned glass. Talking about whiskey, by the way. This is, very interesting creation, but super awesome smelling. They don't use boozy notes. They're using like Immortelle, Wheat Absolute, and things like that to create a boozy fragrance that's supposed to smell like an old-fashioned cocktail. I've not ever had an old-fashioned. Usually go with a Negroni. They're kind of similar with different spirits. But there's also Davana in this. I did a video on Davana fragrances, and you really pick up Davana in this because it's kind of an aromatic herbal note, but when you smell it after it's distilled, it smells like fruit and tea and sweet and a very unique smell, and you've got a prominent amount of it there. But old-fashioned, yum. But both of these fragrances, really awesome boozy fragrances. I've got a great boozy list here, so don't go away and keep watching. But the next fragrance is SPIRITCASK from JORUM Studio. Really underrated house that I really love, and a lot of their fragrances are great. It's more of an indie niche house. Artisanal. So this one is whiskey, cognac, and rum, but there's also like fruity note in this, pear and things like that. And it acts more like booziness inside. That's booziness inside, once again, like the barrel age. I was thinking of the name of the fragrance, but it's this one. Remember I was mentioning here we have this apple kind of macerating and becoming booze in a barrel. With this one, you have that kind of barrel experience, but with a lot of different boozy spirits thrown in. So it's almost like you're at a distillery. You're not just working with whiskey, you're working with rum and other like cognac and things like that. And you've got this smell. It's really filled up the room and this area of this like distillery, and all you're getting is the smell of the booze. You're getting the woods in there. You're getting everything else that's mixed together. It's called Spirit Cask from JORUM Studio. You're getting that idea perfectly here in a smell form. I think one of the notes is Oakwood. For me also, there's a slight rosiness with this, which is kind of cool. I like that about it. But definitely one of the best from the house. My favorite from the house is Paradisi, but this is quite awesome the way they did this fragrance. It's definitely like a top 5 for me from this house. I really love the authentic distillery kind of smell for the booziness of this fragrance. So that's Spirit Cask from the house of JORUM Studio. Let me know if you're familiar with that. Next, we've got Cocktail Appalaches. This was in a previous Scent Club kit. Let me know if you check this one out. This is also quite yummy. It's quite boozy. This is Cocktail Appalaches is, well, it's a music-inspired brand, obviously, and they kind of throw in themes of music-related notes breakdowns, but there's liqueur notes in here, there's almondy notes, boozy notes for sure, and lots of woods and musks together. Definitely really great creation. This, I believe, is created by Camille Chamardin, who did Lumari's Porthole. So if you like that fragrance and you like her creations, check this out. But there's also a bit of nuttiness in this from like a sesame note, but I think she did a great job on it. It's warm and spicy, boozy and woody. I think there's like guitar wood note or something. That's part of their kind of their inspiration because it's a music-inspired brand. But really great. It does remind me a little bit of an Initio fragrance, a little bit. I forgot the name of it, the one with cherries. This one doesn't go fruity. Well, maybe it does a little bit, but it doesn't smell like cherries to me. But let me know your thoughts on Cocktail Appalaches. Are you familiar with it? Are you familiar with the brand L'Orchestre Parfum? So we've got the second fragrance here from L'Orchestre. We've got Piano Santal and Cocktail Appalaches. Really great house, underrated. That brand's also carried at ZGO Perfumery. And then there's also Spirit Cask that's also carried at ZGO Perfumery. If you want to smell Born to Stand Out, you'd have to go to Ministry of Scent and also Oolong Tea. One Day is also at Ministry of Scent. These are all local perfumeries. There's also Voyage Imaginaire there. I'm just giving you heads up if you guys are local. I'm going to end this boozy list with one of my favorite cheapies of all time. It's Bentley for Men Intense. Really love it. It's a cheapie. It smells great. To me, it has great lingering power. I love the dry down. I think the dry down is super sexy. It's very woody. It's a bit smoky. It's slightly green, spicy, and super boozy and woody. I think there's a little bit of a patchouli dry down as well, and very addicting. Created by Nathalie Lorson. It's kind of sort of like Idole from the house of Luban. Luban's Idole with that beautiful African cap on that bottle. This reminds me of that a little bit, but it's not identical. The booziness is kind of similar, I think. But I love that fragrance. I've been a fan for over 10 years. In fact, one time I had a bottle that was, I think, that level, and I took it with me to Europe for a month. I just wore it all throughout that trip. Smelling great. You know, it's a cheapie that has great lingering power, and it's my kind of fragrance. It's boozy. I love boozy fragrances to begin with. And if you're on the budget and you want quality offering, that fragrance is really quality, I think. The fact that it smells great, it's super sexy, it's warm and spicy and boozy. I highly recommend Bentley for Men Intense. Yes, I threw in a cheapie. It's the only cheapie that I have in this video, but totally still recommend it to this day. I think it's a great creation by Nathalie Lorson. Super awesome fragrance. So that's the last boozy fragrance for you guys. Let me know your thoughts on these boozy fragrances, and also if there's something that I missed, do let me know as well. Add a comment below so I can find out what other boozy fragrances you like. But do let me know what your thoughts are on boozy fragrances in general for autumn. Of course, they're also perfect for winter, but I find these to be perfect for autumn. I like that warmth and cold at the same time when it's autumn out there. That's one of my favorite seasons, autumn. I just love it. It's a very cozy season. And these are the perfect fragrances to pull for because they got some substance. There's a lot of freshies here, but most of them have a lot of substance, and I kind of need that for the cooler autumn months. But I find Boozy to be one of the best categories for notes for autumn. But let me know if you're thinking the same thing with Boozy as well. So that's my Boozy roundup. Smooth, spirited, and perfect for crisp evenings. Which one would you toast this season? Let me know. Add a comment below. If you have a favorite Boozy fragrance, let me know that as well. And if you've tried the ones I discussed with you today, or if you've been curious to try them, please definitely add a comment below. And definitely stick around to the next video. We're going to talk about tobacco, which I find really, really awesome in the autumn season as well.